46-3, the all-time record for Oklahoma's head coach KJ Kindler against Big 12 teams as the #1 ranked Oklahoma Sooners host conference foe West Virginia as well as Texas Women's University. Hi everyone and welcome inside the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. Meg McDonald here with Olympian and Sooner legend Kelly Garrison Funderburk. Oklahoma returns 2 important athletes to 3 events tonight. That's sophomore Olivia Troutman and senior Maggie Nichols. What do these athletes provide in these lineups?
Oh, they are critical because they provide the consistency, they provide the wow factor for the Sooners, but more importantly, Meg, what they're going to do is they're going to help the Sooner team understand what that national championship lineup is going to look like.
West Virginia is just outside the top 25 rankings. They average about a 195.155, but get this, Texas Women's, they've gone back-to-back meets of scoring 195 plus. Can the Pioneers give West Virginia a run for their money tonight?
They absolutely can. I mean, that's what's so great about our sport is that, you know, one follows the balance beam or stepping out of bounds. These teams are neck and neck, and so it's going to be fun to watch those two battle it out to see who's for second place. I mean, it's unlikely that they're going to upset the Sooners, but it will be a fun one to watch.
Absolutely a fun meet coming up next, but here's a look at our Sooner to watch and freshman star Reagan Smith. Let's get to know her just a bit. In 2018, she was a member of the U.S. World Championship team that won gold. In 2017, she won the all-around at the U.S. National Championships, and get this, she was an alternate for Team USA at the 2016 Olympics. Just last week, she scored a 39.45 in the all-around and also a 9.975 on the balance beam. What have you seen from this athlete as of late?
She really is the next star for the Sooner team. I mean, she has the exact same type of credentials that a Maggie Nichols, international experience, and now she is really starting to find her place here in Norman, Oklahoma, and also in the NCAA competition. She is really one to watch. I love that she's finally starting to blossom and know how great she is.
All right, Oklahoma starts on vault, West Virginia on bars, TWU on balance beam. All that coming up after this.
Thank you to our Cornerstone Television partners, OU Medicine, Anheuser-Busch, and OU Extended Campus. And our community partners, Landers Auto Group, Devon Energy, Coca-Cola, and OU Medicine.
As we welcome you back inside the Lloyd Noble Center, before we get underway between 3 NCAA women's gymnastics teams, let's take a look at the college gymnastics rules. 6 gymnasts per team will compete on every single event. The best 5 scores count, the lowest will be dropped from each team's event total. After all 4 events are over, the team with the highest cumulative score will win. And before we get set, let's meet the 3rd member of our team, Jessica Goody.
Hey, thanks a lot, Meg. Sooner fans are going to get their first opportunity to see Olivia Troutman flying off the vault here inside the Lloyd Noble Center. First time in 2020. Now, the sophomore made her season debut on the event last week at Texas Women's University with a 9.875, and it was great to get her back when they did with the absence of Maggie Nichols in that lineup. KJ Kindler said it helped keep that vault lineup elevated. Of course, that #1 vault team in America. Now, KJ also telling me that those landings are still a work in progress. The awareness on those landings will just come with time. She missed a lot of numbers, but that is time that Olivia is extremely grateful for now. She said after she got hurt, it forced her to take a step back, realized she was taking gymnastics for granted. Now she has a new appreciation for every single opportunity she has as she works towards getting back into that all-around competition. And that first opportunity here tonight comes on this vault. We get to see her in a few minutes, Meg.
Yeah, Olivia Troutman only trained a couple days prior to Sunday and competing that event, but this is what the judges are looking for on this specific event. Kelly, if you want to take it away here.
Well, obviously they are looking for distance and then height off of the table, blocking up and getting in the air. But watch for the form, the legs together, the legs straight, and then of course a stuck landing. Your feet don't move once they hit the mat.
Excited to see Olivia Troutman back in this lineup. She will be the leadoff for the Sooners. And talking to associate head coach Lou Ball the other day at practice, he doesn't know how to make this lineup different because now he has Olivia back. Who goes first? Who goes second? It's difficult. It's something most coaches would kill for.
I was just gonna say, really bad problem to have. Everyone is so jealous. They wish they had that same same problem.
And that's why they're the best team in the nation. And here is the lineup. Olivia, Allie Stern, Jade Degovea, Anastasia Webb, Maggie Nichols, and Evie Schofer. 6 10-0 starts for the Oklahoma Sooners. There's a look at the bar lineup for West Virginia, as we will hopefully alternate between the two, and then also hopefully get some TWU gymnasts as well into this broadcast. And here goes Olivia Troutman, the sophomore.
So first time back, or second time back, but how about that? She likes being home. She likes being at the Lloyd Noble Center. You can see her joy, and Coach Kindler's, look at that. Oh, the team is elated. They're happy for her. They're excited. How wonderful. Watch right here. This is exactly what we're talking about, and she lands it and nails it.
Again, she's only been training for about a week on this event. So impressive to be able to pull that off.
Very, very impressive.
This is Esperanza Abarca over for West Virginia on the bars.
We're going to just catch the very tail end of her bar routine, but that's exactly what Coach Butts was talking to me about in warm-ups. He said, our team has missed so many dismounts. Last meet, they didn't stick one, not one. And so that's exactly the way they want to start it off.
Not sticking one dismount. You lose about 5/10 on that as a team. That is a lot.
Well, and I mean, actually more than that, I think, almost up to a point.
Yeah.
So depends on how much, if it's a 1/10 step or half a tenth.
Here's a look at Allie Stern, the sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. She also does a Yurchenko 1.5 in that laid out position. A 10-0 start. Most teams don't even have 2 10-0 starts, let alone 6.
That's exactly right. You'll notice they are #1 in the country. Wow, she has improved so much! Holy cow! That is the best vault she has ever done in her entire life!
Look at KJ Kindler.
Wow, the whole team, all the coaches. Oh, yes. I wish you could see Coach Kindler's face. She is in complete awe of her own team.
Okay, get this. Olivia Troutman started off the Sooners with a 9.975.
Oh, wow.
Which means one judge awarded her a 10 and the other awarded her a 9.95. I don't think any team in the country can brag about that.
Well,
it looks like one judge has given Allie a 10. We can't see the other one right now. As we head back over to bars, Kendra Combs, the sophomore for West Virginia.
Right when you think it cannot get any better. I mean, talk about elevating the program. The team scored nice releases. So on the uneven bars, wow, nice packed salto. They're looking for hitting these handstands, doing release moves, transitioning from low bar to high bar to low bar, and of course these long lines, which she's showing, and a landing. Okay, she's trying so hard to stick it. It was very, very close. As you can see, West Virginia started off with a 9.8 on the uneven bars. What a way to start off for their team.
All right, here's the keys to the meet as Jade Degovea will do another Yurchenko 1.5.
Very close, very close. You know what, pressure to them, actually for the first 2 girls to hit their balls like they did. And to begin, I mean, normally in third, you're setting the tone for the rest of the girls competing after you. She actually almost had pressure, I think.
So taking a look at the Riverwind keys to the meet while we have a breather real quick. Kelly, what are your keys?
Right, you're exactly right. Well, today it's different for each team, but as you would see, sometimes you have to create your own motivation for your own team because the Sooners have they're a little bit ahead of the other teams in the national ranking. West Virginia and TWU, they have to figure that out on their own. They have to stay within their bubble and not let all this excitement get in their way, get in their head. But also, as we saw earlier, the key is consistency because that's what wins championships.
Get this, Allie Stern goes 9.975 in that second position following Olivia Troutman's 9.975 in the leadoff. Jade Degovea goes 9.9. And here's a look at Anastasia Webb following on vault.
Holy cow!
Sticks are contagious.
They really are. really hit some amazing vaults this year, and she wants so badly to start getting that 10. Oh, just like, I mean, a 9975 is great, but when you're so close.
As we head back over to bars, this is Kayla Yancey following a 975 from Kendra Combs. Right into that release connection.
Absolutely. When you see those two releases back to back, what that does is it gives bonus. Each routine starts at a 9.4 this year, and they have to get 6/10 bonus. So you're going to see combinations like that. There was a little hop on the dismount, but other than that, the routine looked great. I think Coach Betts is going to be very pleased with how his team is starting off.
Kayla Yancey and her sister, Kiana, are both on this team. We'll see her next up on the bars as we head back over to vault. Maggie Nichols returning to this lineup. She hasn't competed vault in a couple weeks, just resting this senior, according to KJ Kindler.
Well, we'll see what she can do. You know, she normally is just like clockwork.
Anastasia Webb goes 9.925. One more look at it.
Look right here. Form in the air, block, and she looks at, and she nailed, I mean, she's like, I know, I'm great. She's just great.
Here's the thing about gymnastics is you want to build those scores, but when Olivia Troutman goes first and scores a 9.975, you really set up your team for success, and the crowd is going crazy. There's a 10 from one of the judges. It's a 10 from Maggie Nichols, the senior for Oklahoma. That's her third 10 of the season on this event. She has not competed on vault in weeks, and she comes back to this lineup in Maggie Nichols fashion and scores a perfect 10 on the vault.
Absolutely incredible that she can do that.
Fitting that we have perfect 10 signs showing all around the Lloyd Noble Center. What a night that has begun on the vault. As we head back over to bars, that's Kiana Yancey, a double layout for her.
You know, right when you think that their score record cannot get any higher, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, their high score is a 49.7 in 2014. Let's watch right here.
Here's Evie Schofer. She's tucked 1.5.
Tried so hard. Actually tried too hard. Kind of pops her feet just slightly in front of her. It's hard because you just kind of let it happen a little bit. And, I mean, that's just experience.
Get this. Without Evie's score, OU goes 49.775.
A new record
on this opening rotation. What a start for the Oklahoma Sooners. There is no doubt they're the #1 team in the country, and they're the #1 team on the vault. It's no question in my mind right now.
Absolutely, and I'm sure people are thinking kind of the same thing we are, like, how do they continue to just get better? It takes each athlete to bring their best, and their personal best. I think they're doing it tonight.
Here's updated scores for West Virginia as we take a look at Chloe Clucci. She has been a rock for this West Virginia team, competes multiple events. She's from Woodbridge, Virginia, trained at Capital Gymnastics. She won Big 12 Event Specialist of the Week on January 27th. She's following Kiana Yancey's 9.8.
You know, one thing is when you come to Oklahoma and you're competing with the best, and the best are getting these super high scores, it also helps the other teams. If they do a really great job, their score is going to be great also. And that's one thing that both of these teams are looking for, is a great road score. It will help them qualify to national or to regionals, which then helps them qualify on to nationals.
So those road scores absolutely crucial.
Little tight on the dismount, pulled in just a hair, but she stuck the landing. I know this is looking like success for both teams, not just the Sooners, but I know that Jason Butts is ecstatic at the way the West Virginia has started off on the uneven bars.
All right, the score is in for Evie Schofer. She went 9.675, but that score will be dropped. And And the Sooners go again 49-7-7-5. So impressive. And we still have West Virginia and Texas Women's University going. This is Hope Parkin on the balance beam.
You know, one question a lot of people ask me is, what do you think about when you're up on the beam? And when there is a lot of noise in the arena like there is tonight, it is hard because you're trying to focus and concentrate, and the next thing you hear this big, gigantic cheer and scream.
That's what 10s will do.
That's right, but you have to stay. So talk about being in your bubble. We talked about that earlier. You have to stay in the game mentally. Most importantly, so you're not injured. But she did it. She stayed on. She had a nice dismount. That is impressive too for Texas women's in this environment.
Chloe Cucci goes 9.7. Sydney Marler will be the last athlete on bars for West Virginia. The Mountaineers have a 48.825 without this score, so they're going to hope to build on this and hopefully get that 49.
A 49 in college gymnastics is kind of that magic number.
That's how you go 196.
Right. So that's what you might listen for if you're at home watching the gymnastics. Think, well, what does a 49 mean? Well, it means a lot to these coaches and to these girls. Coach Betts told me, he said they were mad that they had not gone 196, his team. And he said, look, you better start sticking your landings and you'll go 196. So I think it's going to pay off for them.
The last athlete in this first rotation is Hunter Vincent, a senior from Tinley Park, Illinois. She trained at Aerial Gymnastics Club. She has a career high of a 9.825 on this apparatus. The only athlete competing right now, all eyes are on her.
Yeah, you shouldn't be thinking about things like that. It's sometimes hard not to. Look at that, she did it like a pro. So on the balance beam, that is a requirement, is to have two tumbling elements together. As I mentioned earlier, a routine starts from a 9.4, and depending on the type of skills that they do and leaps and jumps, it determines a 6/10 bonus or start added to that 9.4. Therefore, they can start from a 10. Can't really get a 10 if you don't start from a 10. So,
cool jump series. You don't see that very often where they connect it with the bounce in the middle. You normally see the athlete come down with their arms and then bend their legs to jump back up.
It's certainly a safer way. That's really great for her to be able to get back up there. Last girl up. They need the score. You can see they're super excited, their whole team.
And this concludes our first round.
And competing being first is so hard anyway. I mean,
So
it's hard
difficult.
to compete last, but it's also hard to compete first.
Virginia will be on beam.
What a opening rotation for three of these teams. Oklahoma goes 49-7-7-5 behind Maggie Nichols, 10-0 on the vault. West Virginia will go 48.9 on bars. Texas women's, we don't have an official score without Hunter Vincent's score, but without that, it's a 46.975. As you take a look at the Oklahoma Sooners on the vault, we'll roll it out with all of these Sooners. What an event for Oklahoma as we head into the second event of this competition.
The Sooner Sports Podcast is your all-access pass to Sooner Sports. Listen as Toby Rowland and Chris Plank talk all things Sooners. Log on to Soonersports.tv/podcast, presented by Allstate and Riverwind. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Riverwind, still the one.
As we welcome you back inside the Lloyd Noble Center, here's a updated score after one rotation. Texas Women's University goes 46.9 I believe it's a 47.975. West Virginia will go 48.9. Oklahoma goes 49.775. That is a program record. The last time Oklahoma went 49.7, which is 0.075 less, was in 2014. 6 years ago.
Just incredible.
And then they go 49.775 on that opening event. As we take a look at Club 197, check this out. OU has posted a 197 or higher in 67 of their last 68 meets. Currently, the Sooner streak is 33 meets in a row. In 2019, Oklahoma was just one of just 2 teams to post a 197 plus in every single meet.
It's certainly an impressive run, and it's amazing how Coach Kindler, right after that, she can just transition that big high of watching her team set a new record and Maggie getting another 10 and then transition right over to the uneven bars and have to get back into the groove. You know, you really don't have time to celebrate.
Here's a look at what to watch for. According to the judges, this is what the deductions the judges will take if they're not performed or executed to the level of their liking.
So as you watch the Sooners about the start bars, you're going to notice a big swing. Beautiful form with the legs and toe point and straight arms. Another thing, a single bar release move is a new bonus. So you let go of the bar and then you re-grab the same bar. And of course, hitting vertical handstands. Now everybody knows where vertical is. So watching for that, hitting right on top of the bar, and then this big dismount and a stuck landing.
So check this out. Maggie Nichols, she has 3 10s on the season, all on the same event in vault. She has 20 10s total in her career. The record of 10s scored by a single athlete is 28. She now needs 8 more 10s to tie the NCAA record.
I'll tell you the most incredible part, though, Meg, is the fact that she didn't even compete most of last year. And so for her to even be in the running is like so hard. And so now, even again, she's not competing for events. She's only doing 3. So it lessens her opportunity to score a 10. But I'll tell you right now, if I had to put my money on where she would score a 10, it would be bars, probably. Might be beam, but it's usually bars. And it's ironic because she keeps getting it on the vault. On vault.
I think she'll take a 10 on any single event. I don't think she's picky.
I'm pretty sure any gymnast would.
It is such a hard thing to accomplish a 10 in the sport of gymnastics. It's what the athletes strive for every single day in practice since they've been training since what age? 4, 5 years old?
And think about how many 10s you have to do in practice in order to be able to do it in a competition when there's all this pressure. So it's actually harder to do it under the gun.
Here's McKenna Lennon for West Virginia on beam. Anastasia Webb will mount the bars for Oklahoma in that leadoff position.
You can see Anastasia, she really knows how to make that pack salto fly. One thing we're looking for right here, again, is feet and legs together. She is already at her dismount and sticks the landing. She knows how to start off the Sooners on fire.
So impressive that that's your leadoff athlete. Most teams, she would probably be their anchor, their number 6, the athlete that scores probably the highest. And it's just a kudos to what this coaching staff, they just know what they're doing. I don't doubt a thing that they do. They've won 4 of the last 6 national championships. These are all their season highs, by the way. Anastasia Webb has a season high of a 9.9. Again, all 3 teams going at the exact same time. Do our best to bring you as much as we can. Here's Texas women on the floor. This is Mackenzie Balderas.
Mackenzie has a different style of a floor routine. A lot of times as you get older, and in college, they want something a little more hip and she's still able to do that, but with a more of a dramatic type of music. I personally favor this type of, music, something a little more dramatic, but she's able to do both. Balancing that choreography along with the music. Look at this last tumbling pass, very hard, and she nailed the landing. Showing her personality, kind of looking, you can see her looking at the camera.
Pretty finish.
It really is, I like it. Beautiful, beautiful.
Anastasia Webb goes 9.875 in that leadoff position as Olivia Troutman just dismounted the bars as well. Let's take another look at Troutman's routine. Just moments ago, you might have seen it in the background on floor.
True.
Now this is a brand new routine for her this season.
You can see she has really pretty form. And again, one of the best attributes for her is that she's very calm in competition. She's totally someone that the Sooners can count on. She just doesn't seem to get rattled on any event. And that's what you want. That's the consistency I talked about earlier about winning championships.
Here's a look at Vanessa Denise, just a freshman for the Sooners. Really has come along in the last couple weeks. She didn't compete for Oklahoma to start out this season, but she has been fantastic for Oklahoma.
She really has, and I've been very surprised, to be honest. Personally, I would think if you start in the middle of the season, there'd be a little more pressure because, Coach Kindler by now is pretty picky on who she's going to have out there on the floor because she's trying to finalize that lineup to get ready for the athletes to be comfortable going into the national championship. And so Vanessa is kind of sneaking her way in.
Trained at Arena Gymnastics in Township, New Jersey.
One thing that I enjoy watching, she has really pretty lines. She has a long body, and therefore, when you're doing the uneven bars and your body's long, it only accentuates the swing. That's a blind pull right into a double back dismount, and she sticks it. Great.
I love when athletes have those landings where they're not so deep down, their chest is wide, it's very up. I think it just makes it that much better.
Well, as you mentioned, Megan, it's also a deduction when they land if their chest is down, and also if their feet are wide or they sit really deep in their knees or soft in their knees. So all of those can be a deduction. It's not just really sticking the landing. It also has to do with your shape of your body when you land, when you hit the ground.
Olivia Troutman goes 9.875 as we head over to beam. This is Abby Pearson. You are not going to want to miss this beam routine. She has an awesome beam routine. She has a standing front tuck.
Wow.
This beam routine is loaded with difficulty. She is an impressive beam worker. Looks very relaxed.
She does, and I can't get over how wild and loud this arena is tonight, and she doesn't seem to be bothered at all.
She's following a 9.7 from Abby Kaufman. This is a unique flight.
Last meet, she fell on that, which caused her to score a 9.2. You can see just even on her face a sigh of relief and just breathing to calm herself. There's that front tuck. Sorry, I glanced. Get ready, though. You're going to see
Here's
it
her
right
standing
here.
front.
Yes. Oh. Okay, we can't say how hard that
Wow.
is. It really is. And then she does a combination right out of it, and because of that, that's where that bonus comes in.
You just don't see athletes with this type of difficulty in college gymnastics.
I love that she goes for it because a lot of the gymnasts out there can do harder things, but they choose not to, or their coach chooses for them not to because they want to make sure that they hit their routine. They want something consistent and solid. But the fact that she goes for it it's really pretty amazing.
Ironically, in terms of rankings, beam is West Virginia's weakest event, but I think it's one of their more difficult events as we head back over to Jade DeGouveia on the bars for the Sooners.
Playing in that handstand. Watch this release. It kind of feels like you're watching the circus a little. I mean, they're like high flying, and I mean, it's really cool, but people who don't know gymnastics, they don't realize how difficult that is. I mean, it looks like you're just flying around on the bars, but no, I mean, it takes a lot of practice and technique to be able to do it like that every time.
Now, it looked like she missed that last handstand. That will be a deduction following Vanessa Denise, who scored a 9.9. As we take a look at Reagan Smith, we talked about Reagan a lot in the open. She has a lot of credentials in the United States gymnastics world. She is an impressive young lady.
But you're going to see why as you watch her. Look at that. Stalled her right into a reverse tack, then into a back salto. She just seems like so more at ease than she did just a few weeks ago. Look at the dismount. Oh, bummer. Well, even Coach Ball, you saw his head just kind of shake to the side like, whoop, close, but maybe she's saving it. Maybe Big 12s, regionals, national championship.
Jade DeGouveia goes 9.875.
I think it's valid to point out how difficult it is to come off a really big high, a really big event, and then all of a sudden you have to transfer all that energy into another event, regardless what event it is. I mean, it's a little bit easier if it was floor exercise, or if you were with a high, really good event on floor, and then you come to vault, you can take all that energy. But to take it to bars or beam, you have to control how hard you cast. Yeah.
It's less of a power event, more of a touch event.
Yeah.
Like you said, the controlling your emotions, controlling your energy. And it really is, they say football is a game of inches. Gymnastics is a game of centimeters. You're off by a fraction of an inch and you are off the event. And let's take a look at Swaggy Maggie, 20 perfect 10s by the numbers. On vault, she has 8. On balance beam, 7. Bars, 3. And floor 2. As she gets set for this bar routine, huge opening release.
Oh. Really high back salto connected. However, her legs, from our angle, we can tell that they were slightly apart. Now, a judge may not see that because they're sitting right at the side. It also looked like that last cast, she was a little conservative. She can always stick. I mean, that girl can stick all day long. I've never seen anyone like it. Never in my life.
Following a 9.9 from Reagan Smith is your star, Maggie Nichols, in that anchor position. Now, an incredible second event for the Sooners, but I don't think it'll ever be as good as that opening rotation with that 49.775.
Well, you're darn tootin'. It's going to take a lot to have to catch up to something like that. I mean, that's being great on, being stellar. Every gymnast that goes up, they just nailed their mold.
As we head back over to floor, this is Mackenzie Kunzman for TWU.
I have enjoyed watching their choreography. Coach Lisa Bowerman has really done a great job bringing in staff, bringing in choreographers to help her to put together some amazing routines.
And get this, Maggie Nichols scores her second 10 of the night. She scores a 10 on vault. She scores a 10 on bars. Is there anything that she cannot do?
I don't know.
We just updated that graphic.
No doubt. I want to go touch her. Like, she's golden, right? She is absolutely, I'm running out of adjectives. What Swaggy Maggie.
Okay, so now she has 21 perfect tens. I feel like we just said that. She has 21 perfect tens in her career. She now only needs 7 more tens to break the NCAA record. I just don't even know what to say anymore about this athlete. She is so good. And Sooner fans, if you are not at these meets to watch this in person, she is a senior. She is done with gymnastics in just a few months. You are not going to want to miss seeing this athlete in person. It is fun to watch.
And I'll tell you what, at this moment, I'd put money on whether or not she scores a 10 on beam. I mean, she's that girl. She is so eye of the tiger, competitive. She wants it. She knows she can do it. I just can't say enough about her. And that's why people all over the nation talks about her, all over the internet.
Well, she's also won 2 national championships in the all-around. So you could argue from scores only that she is the best college gymnast in the nation right now.
She is. And I love the fact that, I mean, she's happy, but she's such a humble person. She, you know, I mean, I have never, ever seen it go to her head. She is very gracious. She is very grateful. She knows that it takes more than her to accomplish that. It's the coaches, it's the teammates, it's the environment. Just enjoy. That's all I'm saying. Everybody right now, you need to enjoy this. You won't see it forever.
I agree. And the Sooners go 49-550 on bars. As we head back over to beam for West Virginia. This is Erica Fontaine. She has a really fun floor routine that hopefully we'll get to see in just a bit. But she's a fun athlete. Excited to see her on beam. Senior from Gaithersburg, Maryland. She trained at Hills Gymnastics, one of the more prestigious clubs in the country. Courtney Kupets, the Georgia coach, trained there. Has a career high of a 9.775 on beam.
But we will see right here what she can do. She seems very confident going into this. She looks poised. Again, things you're going to watch for are some combination tumbling. That is an aerial right into her Sisson. A slight hesitation. We'll see if the judge takes off for that. She's preparing right there, flight series.
She's following a 9.575 from Kendrick Holmes. Abby Pearson went 9.75.
So if she hits a nice set, being able to drop that 9.575 would be ideal. Again, they're striving to get that 9.8, getting a 196 or a 49 on each event. Oh, I love that.
You did not see that very often.
And you know what? So many people could do that. That is so impressive that she went for that and did this a 1.5, a gainer 1.5. It was easy. She made it look so easy. Nailed the landing, and it's a blind landing.
So Oklahoma done on bars, just West Virginia and TWU on the floor. This is Isabel Goyko.
You saw her mount with that first hard tumbling pass, the double pike. This year, they are looking, the judges are looking for and giving bonus if the last tumbling pass actually is a double flip or double back or an E. So E value is what that means. Here's second pass.
So she does end with a double tuck. She got a career high last week as Oklahoma visited Texas Women's University. She went 9.9 on this event.
It explains why she is where she is in their lineup.
just a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, trained at Aerial Athletics.
I love how this music is, it's really starting to engage the crowd. I mean, I think one thing about the people that come to watch gymnastics is they appreciate all good gymnastics. They and the effort going behind it. You know, it being a year-round sport and the commitment and the hours that it takes. And so I love this crowd is just acknowledging you're amazing. We like it.
As we head back over to beam, this is Esperanza Abarca, sophomore who trained at WOGA, another very prestigious gym in the country. Erica Fontaine goes 9.65.
You know, something that is interesting, you will see sometimes different colleges, universities, they'll compete an alternate or an exhibition, and it gives them experience, but that is not the belief of Coach Jason Butts at West Virginia. He said no, they have to prove it in the gym, and then there's only those 6 that get to compete. And so it's a little bit different philosophy, but it definitely is, it shows the coaches, and I think it also shows the athletes and the team that whoever is up, they are ready to be there. They are on their game.
Esperanza actually has 2 flight series. You just saw the back handspring layout step up, but those first 2 elements, the side summy and the side aerial, she can actually connect. She didn't do that tonight, but she doesn't need to because she has the flick lay as well.
Here's that dismount. So close to a stick, but a great routine. Really creative and very difficult.
As we head back over to floor, this is Bria Northrope, the anchor for TWU, senior from Shawnee, Kansas.
I'd have to say this is one of their stars if you had to pick one. And this music is really different. I like it a lot. Oh, how cool is that? A gainer right into that bounce prong.
That was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before.
No, and you know what? That's one of those don't try at home moves.
Please do not try that at home.
Keep in mind that these girls are performing on a spring floor. There's bounce underneath it, and it gives when they land.
Isabel Goyko went 9.725.
I think this music is just so cool. I mean, most coaches would be like, no, sorry, you don't get this. And this is fun. I mean, I want hard rock. And ends double pike, like it's easy.
Well
what
done.
A fun routine.
Wings to her teammates.
Really cool. Love it.
Esperanza Abarca goes 9.775 on the balance beam. As I believe that was our last athlete for TWU on the floor exercise. Awaiting their score without Bria Northrope's score counting, which they probably will count. Texas women went 48.425, but that will more than likely be higher because Bria's score is not up yet. After one rotation, Oklahoma is at 99.325, West Virginia's at 97.45, and TWU without that last score is 96.4, but that will definitely be higher in just a few moments. All right, that's going to do it for the second rotation. We will travel on to the third rotation of this competition right after this.
The Oklahoma Highway Safety Office wants to remind you that drinking and driving is deadly and illegal. Together, we can end DUI. Visit NDUIOK.com for more information. Taco Mayo, fresh ingredients built to order. Walden Cleaners and Laundry, where the difference is quality. OU Extended Campus. Degrees online, on-site, on your schedule. Become the tradition.
Welcome back inside the Lloyd Noble Center. Here is an event scores update brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Check out this team score halfway through, 99.325 for Oklahoma. Huge score on vault, pretty big score on bars as well. They're about 2 points, almost 2 points ahead of West Virginia. Just after two events, West Virginia's at 97.450, and Texas Women's is at 96.550. And we have an updated graphic for you fans out there for Maggie Nichols. 2 tens on the night. The swaggy Maggie, she has 21 perfect tens in her career, 8 on vault, that's 3 this season. 2 on balance beam, 7 on balance beam, 4 on uneven bars, 1 tonight, and 2 on floor exercise. I don't know what to say about this senior from Little Canada, Minnesota anymore, Kelly.
She's just a legend. And
a legend is a good way to put it.
She is. And, she's just beating every record that was ever set here. And I kind of doubted initially, thinking, could she really get the rest of those tens? She's on her way.
All right, we will see Carly Woodard tonight for the first time on the balance beam, and our very own Jessica Cootie has more on Carly.
Thanks, Meg. Thanks, Meg. Yeah, not an easy task to do what Carly Woodard and Jenna Dunn have to do for Oklahoma every night, competing just one event, and that one event is the balance beam. Got to stay dialed in, keep yourself warm the whole meet, and it's all about the mindset. Got to be mentally strong, no question, an asset of Carly Woodard's. KJ Kindler said she's never seen an athlete that can reel herself in after a bad warm-up like Carly can. Take, for example, the regional meet last year, the biggest meet of the season. At that point, the Sooners were starting on beam, and Carly's warm-up was just all over the place. What did she do? No big deal. She reels herself in, goes on to win the regional title, and then goes on to be an All-American on the event. And Carly told me it's all about going back to your training. She tells herself, if I've missed 1 or 2, what are the chances I'm going to miss 3 in a row? But she said it is a lot of pressure to just do one event, but it just so happens to be an event that she loves very, very much, and she's come to love her role in this beam lineup as well, Meg.
Let's look at what to look for from a judge's perspective on the balance beam.
Well, they definitely are required to have 2 or more tumbling skills that are connected. Also, a 180 split in somewhere in that routine with some leaps and jumps. Rhythm, continuous movement, getting down up on the beam, up. Of course, not having any bobbles or certainly not any falls, and a stuck dismount.
As we look to your lead-off for Oklahoma, Olivia Troutman, the sophomore, back on this event after not competing on beam early on in the season. She suffered a heel injury in the annual inner squad in just December.
She looks like she hasn't even been gone. Very comfortable. She needs these numbers in competition. It's great that she's back in the middle of the season and not just toward the end. Every time you compete and you hit a routine, it just gives you that confidence. I've got this. And she's used to that.
This is your 2019 Big 12 Newcomer of the Year right here.
Beautiful. Could not have done that any better. That right there is kind of the uniqueness that Coach Kindler brings to the choreography, not just on floor exercise, but also on balance beam.
This will be Olivia's last event of the night.
They're hoping to get her back on the floor. Wow. What a night for her. She is really having a fantastic performance tonight. Not being able to put in all those numbers in training and yet to bring it in competition and just do it like so easy.
Olivia told me at practice this week that she is hoping to get back into this floor lineup in March, and she will not be downgrading her floor routine, so she will be competing that opening pass of a double layout, which for fans who don't know is very strenuous on your ankles and your heels, but she has zero plans of downgrading, which she's an impressive athlete, that's for sure. As we head back over to floor for West Virginia, this is McKenna Lennon opening up the rotation for the Mountaineers.
You know, each girl usually has the opportunity to pick their own floor music, and it's usually something that they, it matches their personality. It's something they like to move and dance to. You can see that. I mean, she just looks so, like, she's just having a great time up there. She's smiling. It's hard when you're thinking of all these things you have to in gymnastics.
With the new code of points, athletes are able to get all their bonus in within just 2 tumbling passes. This is one of the athletes that will use that to her advantage. Most gymnasts have 3 passes.
Well, and a lot of times they need those 3 tumbling passes to be able to start from that 10.0. But if you're good enough to have that in your dance and then also have difficult tumbling, you'll see right here,
ends with a front double twist.
a beautiful E dismount. Great job. What a way to start them off.
Olivia Troutman scored a 9.9 in that lead-off position. I can't emphasize enough how impressive it is for the Sooners to go 9.9 in a lead-off spot. As we take a look at Jenna Dunn, the freshman from Oklahoma City, the hometown kid competing for the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, she's a small one. She's only 4'10", but she is great on this event. She does a triple flight. So impressive.
She is, and when she came to OU, I find it surprising, perhaps, that she might make the lineup, and she deserves this. She stepped in when someone else got hurt, and she has competed this difficult,
check that out, that's that triple flight
routine. She's so solid. I love that she's convincing Coach Kindler, look, I deserve to be here. Slight bobble, nothing too major. The required full turn. Some people love it, some people hate it.
Most people hate it.
All she has left is that dismount.
That's a different dismount
for her. I think she was having trouble sticking the other one, and so, you know, she just, how about that in the middle of the season to say, hey, let's just throw in a new dismount.
In meets past, she went front full off the end. She ran the entire length of the beam, jumped front full, but couldn't really find those landings. As we head back over to West Virginia, this is Kendrick Combs.
Nice.
Nice opening pass from the sophomore. This is a fun routine.
Oh, I like it.
McKenna Lennon opened up for the Mountaineers with a 9.825 on floor. Great score.
You see that combination of the leaps and then the dancing, and she's doing a really nice job combining both. Okay, there's a front tumbling, just a slight bobble, yeah. One thing to note is that when you land a little bit short, meaning you have to step back if you're tumbling forward, that's more of a deduction because you didn't have enough height in the element in order to even to land it correctly.
Now she'll end with a double back here.
And watch for it, the lift, nice and high, piece of cake. She looked a little nervous, I thought, running into it, but she did it easily.
Great routine, great start for the Mountaineers.
That's right, and you know what? This is their highest scoring event in record and past, so you can certainly see why.
Mountaineers are 28th in the nation on this specific event, as we'll show you a TWU vault. A Yurchenko full, but a big one at that.
It was really big and so high. So when we say that was a big vault, it means it was explosive and high, had the distance and the height and landing.
That was Daisy Woodring, their anchor on vault, as we head over to beam. Carly Woodard, just mentioned her just moments ago. The All-American, was a walk-on turned scholarship athlete just this year.
Well, I do think it is amazing, like Jess said, to have to sit the whole meet and then have to all of a sudden get up and do balance beam.
I love that flight.
And it's difficult. That is more difficult than just doing a back flight series, because you're twisting in the side aerial and then having to connect to go backwards. Look at that. She almost tiptoes as she lands. You know, it's just so light on the balance beam.
Just has tremendous artistry, and you just don't see that very much in NCAA gymnastics these days. She does a unique flight. She has a beautiful scale later on. She'll do a back roll right here.
Yeah. Shoulder roll. Well, and I noticed, you know, cute, that her split is full 180. You can see why. There's the flexibility.
She's tied for 20th in the nation on this event. She heads into her dismount.
I love how she added a little sass to that routine. How fun. You might have seen that little part where her hands were down. She just started wiggling them. It was so great. I love that. It was kind of like, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm good up here.
Here's Abby Pearson, freshman for West Virginia. Nice high double pike.
You know, it's amazing. They have lost about 10 to 12 routines from last year, so that's why they have so many freshmen competing. I mean, if she's this good now, just think, right? Oh, that was like clockwork. Did you see how she spotted that?
Yeah. This is the athlete that did that standing front tuck on beam that I will never forget because it was amazing.
As I was watching her earlier, I thought, she has such a contagious smile. And I love that. I love watching gymnasts who are having fun out there. And they don't make it look miserable or so difficult. Can't really see it because she's facing the other way, but oh, very cool choreography. And it's not really hard, it's just original. Look at that smile. It's natural, right? Okay.
She'll end with a double tuck.
And push. Oh, nice. I love seeing people be successful. Yeah, I love it when they hit the routines. And, you know, may the best team win. Everyone had, sometimes like, oh, don't you want them to fall? I'm like, no, I don't want them to fall. I want them to hit the routines and still win.
Here's an updated score for balance beam for Oklahoma. Olivia Troutman again went 9-9. Jenna Dunn 9.775. And Carly Woodard getting the Sooners back on track with another 9.9 as Reagan Smith is set to mount the beam after scoring a 9.9 on bars tonight.
This is one of her best events, if not the best. What I notice the most with Reagan is that she is so confident when she gets on the beam. I mean, you can see it all over her.
Those numbers that elite athletes put on this event specifically is a lot.
And, you know, the other piece to that is when you're slightly off like she just was, I mean, just by a hair, she just pulled up, not panicked, and just like, oh, it's okay. I'm going to make this
able to cover it.
Absolutely. That was perfect. You don't say that very often. That was perfect. Look at the flexibility here. Past the 180, actually.
Right into a connection.
So she just kind of ups the game a little bit. She's like, yeah, I'm good, but actually I'm kind of really good.
So judges look for 180 degrees in those splits. If you can go over, you're just showing off. You're just showing the judges how much better you are than 180 degrees.
And the queen of that is Miss Maggie Nichols. And so we'll see that later, but this gal, she is on the money.
Great routine for Reagan Smith. Big hug from KJ Kindler.
And her teammates, so supportive.
Take a look at that dismount.
She's like, I'll take that. I mean, just the slightest bobble.
All right, this is Abby Kaufman for West Virginia. Nice double
I'm
pike.
telling you what, this team has upped it. They are really doing great with their tumbling.
Now, TWU has been done with vault for a while at this point. They scored a 48.75 in the third rotation.
It's nice to see them combine that, wow, that front tumbling and then being able to show back tumbling.
Abby was the 2019 Big 12 Scholar Athlete of the Year, majoring in exercise physiology. She is a smart one and an athletic one.
I'm kind of getting caught up in just watching. That's the one thing about floor exercise is you want to be sucked into the routine, and she's done a good job of doing that. Here's the last double tuck, and she nails it. I love that West Virginia has really increased their difficulty. And I mean, I think when you compete with some of the best, you have to up your game at some point, and they're doing that, and it's really showing. Going to make a Big 12 championship a little bit more difficult to win sometimes.
As we head back over to beam, this is Anastasia Webb. She will be competing in the all-around tonight for the Sooners. She has scored a 10 on this event before.
And she's competed many routines this year, probably at least two, that probably should have scored a 10. She's very, I mean, 9.975, very close.
Now you talk about a confident athlete. Anastasia is confident.
I love how she just lifts her chest right up on that landing of her layout. Like, I know I'm going to land this. There's no question about it.
She's number 13 in the nation on balance beam.
If you're watching the way she moves her upper body as she dances, it's just, it's so unusual. Yeah, it really does. If you want to watch a different style of gymnastics, she is one that has it.
Gearing up for her dismount.
Okay, great routine, really great. So sweet, you saw her little face, just.
As a team, Oklahoma is ranked 3rd in the nation on this event. As we head back over to floor, this is Erica Fontaine. This is a Star Wars themed floor routine. It's a fun one.
And just her using the facial expression along with it is what makes it additionally fun.
She's following a 9.875 from Abby Kaufman. West Virginia hasn't gone lower than a 9.8 on this event yet, and they'll be looking to keep building those scores. Erica is 5th in the lineup.
Well, and they're definitely sky high, right? They're definitely trying to build back up to get that 196, 195, a high 195 as a road score. And this event is where they're going to make up some of those deductions they had earlier. Little off balance, just a hair. the fact that she can combine all that personality and fun along with the dancing, just different type.
She'll have a combination last pass.
She nailed that. Oh, how fun! What a great routine. What a great way to do your routine. I mean, how, especially at the end, you know, remember, Meg, how you'd just be so ecstatic. The routine's over, you nailed it, and you just want to like, ah! That's exactly what she did, but in her choreography.
As we head back over to Maggie Nichols, she is perfect on the night, and I say that literally. She is perfect on the night, a 10 on vault, a 10 on bars, and this will be her last event for the night, the balance beam, which she has scored a couple of 10s on this event as well, not this season, but in her career.
It's anybody's game tonight with her. I mean, like, she
it's too bad she's not competing in the all-around.
Well, you know,
it
crossed my mind that maybe they might throw her in. I don't know. I'd be really surprised, but gosh, if I had already scored 2 10s and I knew how that would impact my all-around, I might be asking my coach.
Not listed in the lineup on floor, but we'll see. Now, last time she competed in the LNC, she fell on that element, which you don't see Maggie Nichols fall truly ever.
No.
And it looks like cake tonight.
One thing I've really noticed since the night began is how the crowd has just fallen in love with her. They're just
as if they weren't already.
I know, but they just can't keep their eyes off of her. You know, they're like, they want her so badly to score another 10.
Just the dismount left.
Right here, determined. Oh, she is human.
No 10 tonight.
My goodness, she is human.
Just a little hop. Honestly, I don't think she even needed to take it.
No.
But that will prevent her from scoring a 10 on her last event of the night.
I mean, just maybe a 995 or 9.
It'll still be a very high score. Here is Kiana Yancey.
I cannot say enough about how beautiful these tumbling passes are from West Virginia. Beautiful double pipe. High, good form, great landings.
She's competed the all-around one time this year and won it with a 39.15. That was on January 26th. Love her form.
Oh, that was original. Yeah, she looks 9 feet tall. Those beautiful long legs and the way she's performing with, I love that skill.
Erica Fontaine, as you see in the background, scored a 9.85. West Virginia's already at a 49.175, so counting this score, which they'd like to do, that will be even higher.
Look at the landing, watch her chest, a little bit forward, short. Yes. Probably a 10th. Good, you know, that's not a half a tenth-er in my opinion, because she hopped forward and her chest was slightly down, causing her to hop forward. But we'll see.
Now the score is in for Maggie Nichols. She goes 9.925. Unfortunately, not the 10 that Sooner fans were all hoping for, but Oklahoma goes a nice 49.425 on the third rotation in balance beam as Vanessa Denise will perform an exhibition routine. This score will not count towards the team score, but great to get those reps in for especially a freshman.
That's right. You know, you look at those numbers with Maggie, and she's just ridiculously good.
I agree.
But as you said, it is wonderful practice for Vanessa to get in these routines under pressure.
Oh.
This seems to be the one event out of all of them for her that if she struggles with anything, it's a little bit here.
So she had to perform that skill over again. She did a side aerial and bobbled, so she wasn't able to do that flight series and connect the back handspring. Had to start over to fulfill a requirement, which can rattle an athlete if you don't get that flight series on the first try.
That's right, and not only that, but also there might be a time issue. So.
Look at her toe point, though. I love watching her on beams.
Well, it's really nice to see her not getting upset and being able to finish the routine. Some athletes, it just throws them off, and they just can't seem to get it back. So this is a learning lesson for her, and it's also a learning lesson for Coach Kindler to see how she responds to adversity in the middle of a routine. See?
KJ Kindler trying to tell her it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. Looks a little defeated with her shoulders down, but again, a learning experiment, and quite frankly, she didn't fall.
Right.
That's big.
Gymnasts, please help steer next to
She didn't panic or freak out.
Well, Oklahoma goes 49.575 on the balance beam. Wow, I mean, just incredible. West Virginia goes 49.225 with Kiana Yancey going 9.85 in that anchor position, and Texas women's goes 48.75. It seems like they finished about 30 minutes ago, but that was actually the case. As three schools in this competition. All right, we will close out this meet with the last rotation. You are watching Sooner Women's Gymnastics.
Log on to Soonersports.com/kids for information about joining the Sooner Junior Kids Club presented by OG&E. Brought to you in part by Orthodontics exclusively. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut. Sooner Sports TV personalities wardrobe is provided by Threads Menswear and Blush on Campus Corner. Hair and makeup provided by Clementine Hair Lounge.
All right, as we head into the fourth and final rotation, here's a look at your score update brought to you by Kincaid Coach. Texas women is at a 145.3 after 3 rotations. West Virginia is at a 146.675, and Oklahoma is at a 148.9. Following that program record 49.775 on vault, and get this, a season high. They tie a season high on balance beam with a 49.575. As we take you to our Chewy's top 10 rankings. There it is. Your Oklahoma Sooners are ranked number 1. Florida at number 2, though, creeping up on the Sooners. Then there's Utah, UCLA, Denver, Alabama, Michigan, Minnesota, LSU, and California. And before we get underway with the final rotation, there's more on Jordan Draper from Jessica Cootie.
Well, what goes into choosing a leadoff for Jordan Draper here on the floor? KJ Kindler says it's her charisma. She is such a great performer. Her energy level propels this entire lineup. KJ also raved about how coachable she is, and a big part of that is that Jordan grew up a coach's kid. Her mom and dad, David and Amy Draper, were Division I college basketball and volleyball coaches. So Jordan grew up living this life, the road trips, the late game nights, the early mornings. She did all of it and always wanted to be a Division I athlete. So this is a dream. At first she thought it might be volleyball, maybe basketball, but until about 3rd grade when she realized she was definitely going to be too short. She said she might have broken her parents' hearts just a little bit, but now both mom and dad have fallen in love with gymnastics. And listen to this, mom played Division I volleyball, dad played Division I basketball, along with her brother as well. So Jordan loves following in her family's footsteps, and she also loves her job as the leadoff here. She says, as she likes to say, loves to get this floor party started, Meg. Let's get it going.
Talk about an athletic family that Jordan Draper comes from. All right, before we get underway with floor exercise, Kelly, what are the judges looking for tonight?
One thing you're definitely going to look for is high tumbling, not only flipping, but also twisting throughout the tumbling skills. The form in the air with legs nice and tight and straight, and ideally even toes pointed while in the air and controlling the landing, but also being expressive and entertaining as they dance with large leaps and jumps. And as we talked about earlier, having that 180 or bigger split, and then that last tumbling pass, you want to show them that you have the endurance to do a a difficult last tumbling pass, maybe a double back, doing an E for a 1/10 bonus. I think we're going to get a treat of seeing all of those from watching the Oklahoma Sooners.
Oklahoma is ranked 3rd in the nation on floor exercise, so they're number 1 on vault, number 1 on bars, number 3 on balance beam, and number 3 on floor exercise. As Jordan Draper will kick things off for the Sooners. We mentioned Carly Woodard, Jenna Dunn having to wait all night to compete on balance beam. Well, Jordan Draper has to wait all night to compete on floor exercise, but this is a very fun floor routine.
It's very entertaining, and she makes you have fun. Just watching her, the way she performs it. So everybody, get ready.
She's a junior from Bedford, Texas, trained at Empire Gymnastics, and this floor routine is Texas-themed. Told me her and KJ Kindler had an absolute blast choreographing this floor routine in the off-season. She is proud to be from Texas, that's for sure.
She is definitely better conditioned this year, and you're going to see that in the ease that she does her tumbling.
Opens up with a double pike.
You know, last year I was kind of like, I hope she makes this. And this year I have no worries ever when she starts off on this floor routine. Her confidence is really starting to show. Like clockwork, front full, right, immediate front full.
Now both teams in West Virginia and TWU going on at the same time. West Virginia on vault, TWU on bars.
I have a feeling, you know, the crowd is really into it tonight and watching. They want success. They're eager to see it. You know, every gymnast has their role, whether you're first up or you're last up. Nice. I love it.
And there's that hat, that Texas hat.
Right. So good. So fun.
Has to wait all night to compete on this event.
She's like, and that's her. Love you guys. Just love you guys.
We've already had a couple athletes from West Virginia compete on vault.
And you can hear the crowd too, because beautiful bar routine that we just saw the tail end of for Texas women.
This is Julia Merwin. Love a Yurchenko half. You never see those these days. It's more difficult than a Yurchenko full, although less with a half twist, but it is so fun to see Yurchenko halves.
It is. Watch this right here. She gets the height.
Good
clean.
block.
Yep, clean in the air. I mean, just a slide hop.
Those front landings are blind, so that's why the Yurchenko half and the Yurchenko 1.5 are generally more difficult, because in a full you can see the ground, you can open up, you can spot that landing. You can't spot a landing when you're landing forwards like that.
Not very well, for sure.
As we head back over to floor, Reagan Smith following Jordan Draper's 9.875. Great start for the Sooners.
Reagan really has started to feel more poised and confident, I think, as she's doing her floor routine. Just an easy, for her, an easy double back. They're saving a lot of those harder double pikes for the very end.
She's competed in the all-around twice this season.
How smart of her to find that landing, and I mean,
so close to that corner.
Right. Stepping out as a 10th off, and in women's gymnastics, that a 10th is big.
When it comes down to winning national championships and your top 4 teams are all competing at the same time come April, generally that national championship comes down to 10ths of a point.
There's that last tumbling pass. Got to push hard off the arm.
Nice.
Man, she did it easy. Nice. Now she's smiling. There's the smile. Oh, how cute. Now she's smiling. I'm not sure I've seen that before. I love it. I love to watch a flower blossom. She's really coming into her own.
What a night for Reagan Smith. We'll head back over to vault. This is Kayla Yancey, freshman from Hatfield, Pennsylvania. We'll see just a Yurchenko full from her. So different from the last vault we saw from West Virginia. She did that Yurchenko half. This will be a Yurchenko full, where Kayla can spot that landing. She will be able to see that landing before her feet touch.
And it's important to note that a Yurchenko full only has the 9.95 start value. So you're not going to see a 10 if she does do it perfect, because the value's not high enough. But it's better to do a skill or a vault she knows she can make. She's got lots of power.
I mean, shoot, it looks like she can do a Yurchenko 1.5 with all that power.
Probably just time.
So that's one of the reasons that Oklahoma's #1 in the nation. They have 6.10.0 starts, where most teams start from a 9.95 individually on vault. As we head back over to floor, Jade Degovea having herself a night, 9.9 on vault, 9.875 on bars. Talk about an intense floor routine you are about to watch.
And that's just her mojo. I mean, you know, it's not like she all of a sudden performs this way in a meet. She's this way in practice. I mean, she's intense. She wants to be perfect. She wants to win. I love that I'm starting to see a little bit different expression with her. I wonder if they've worked on that just a hair. It's not quite as intense, a little more fun.
She's the 2019 Big 12 Event Specialist of the Year after competing on 2 events last season in vault and floor. Added bars this year.
She is just so expressive. I mean, if you watch her arms, you would think she had had all these years of ballet. I mean, just pressing down through the elbows and into all the way through to the fingertips. Here's the lead. She sometimes has a little balance error on that, and that was great. Perfect, couldn't do better.
Knows exactly where the cameras are.
I know, I'm like, hi, Jade. Hi. Here she goes, push. Oh, sometimes she struggles on that. You can see it was close. That's why.
Those combination skills are all about timing.
Yes, and you know what? It's automatic. I'm like, I know that sometimes that's a little tough area for her, so I'm push off your arms, get up in the air. You know, when you're tired, you got to think technique.
So listen to this. Jade has never scored a 10 on vault, bars, or floor, the 3 events she competes, but she scored a 9.975 on all 3 of those events, which means at least one judge gave her a 10 and the other judge gave her a 9.95. She's so close on 3 events.
I know it. I thought
able to score a 10.
I thought the same thing when getting ready for tonight. I thought, my gosh, she's so close. And I want her to be able to score a 10 before she leaves college gymnastics.
And West Virginia having themselves a time. Check out these scores. 9.8 for Kiana Yancey, 9.775 for Chloe Clucci. Julia Merwin went 9.825 with that half. Abby Kaufman, 9.6. Kayla Yancey. Also, not sure because the graphics gone, but there we go, 9.675, and then Abby Pearson went 9.825. West Virginia had a pretty good night. Looks like they go 48.9 total on vault, and they finished with a 195.575. That is not the official score, but that's the official score we have in arena right now, and that's above their average. Their average is a 195.155. As we head back over to floor, freshman Vanessa Denise. This is a gorgeous floor routine. Jade goes 9.875.
Watch this first pass.
whip to 2.5.
Wow, she stuck that. That is so hard. We talked about how difficult those blind landings are. So when you add a half, so if it's full and a half or 2.5, that's why it's difficult for that blind landing. But look at how beautiful her flexibility is in that. Oh.
Now, in college, athletes are allowed to lunge out of their tumbling passes. You do not have to stick it cold, and you won't be deducted. When you stick it cold, it just adds that much more.
Little
to
show
the floor
off
routine.
again. Yeah.
I don't know. You don't see 2.5 stuck ever.
I hope to see it over and over from her.
Oh, that'd be great.
Again, nice control. So she's another one demonstrating just really a flawless routine and so unique. And I don't know exactly how the Sooners continue to do it. That coaching staff, they know their business.
Here's a look at that first pass right here, the 2.5.
And
look at that landing. Wow.
I have to say,
best one I've seen from her all year.
Absolutely. Still getting a little correction from Coach Kendler, and that's just the way the ball bounces around here.
You know what? What a great turnaround for her. She made a mistake on balance beam without a fall, but did have to redo an element to fulfill requirements. Comes out on floor and absolutely crushes it. A great learning moment for this freshman on the #1 team in America.
Another great bar routine. You can hear it in the background. Just so fun. Go Texas Women's.
Here's a look at Emma LaPinta. Now, similar to Vanessa, Emma will open up with a twisting element as her first pass. And look at that. Vanessa goes 9.925. Great score for her.
You know, Emma is really just known for her tumbling, but she has started to really come alive with her dance and her expression. Look at that triple twist and a great landing.
.9925 is a career high for Vanessa Denise.
Look at that, how she kicks right before she runs to tumble. Most people would be like, no, I don't want to do that. They would usually like to stand in the corner and focus.
Emma's a sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Career high 9.9 on floor. She's done it twice this season.
She has such an innocent look about her as she performs. There's one area that might need a little work is getting that 180 bigger in her leap. So there's no question.
Oh, a little short on that last double tuck.
Still a good routine. And a learning lesson too for her. You know, it's always easier to step back into a lunge.
Now, Maggie Nichols will not be competing on floor, so that's out of the question tonight, Kelly. But Anastasia Webb will be up to anchor the floor lineup. Getting some last-minute pointers from Tom Haley, associate head coach for the Sooners. Anastasia Webb competing the all-around tonight.
You know, Anastasia has not missed a meet since she's come to Oklahoma. She's competed in every single competition. That means she didn't have the flu. She did, you know, she wasn't injured. It's just amazing.
She's competed in the all-around every meet this season. Now that takes a toll on your body.
That's
it's
exactly
impressive
right.
that she's been this good. But watch this routine, one of my favorites in the NCAA. Has a sky-high front double full to open up this floor exercise. So easy.
She does it, yeah. I think maybe she needs another add a half. Maybe next year.
Hey, that would be awesome. Emma LaPinta scored a 9.75, so that last pass with maybe a tenth or two in deduction.
Well, I think if Anastasia just does what she knows how to do and normally does, it can replace that score.
Oklahoma has already scored a 198.2 without Anastasia's floor routine.
Wow, that was great for her.
This girl can dance.
Oh, she's getting serious now. Look at everyone watching. They're just, I mean, literally
Captivated.
pulled into this routine. Come on. Easy peasy.
Now get this, last time she competed here in the LNC, she tripped on that last pass. It's so easy for her, so it was such a weird, fluky thing, but no problem tonight for Anastasia Webb. What a great meet for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Well, and I think other teams are happy too. I mean, they're seeing some top scores, a good away score, exactly what they were looking for coming into tonight.
All right, we will get you updated final scores after the break. The meet is over, but we will wrap up this competition right after this.
Kincaid Coach, the official motor coach carrier of OU Athletics. Sooners Sports TV. When you can't be at the game, Sooners Sports TV has you covered. On the air and on the web at Soonersports.tv. Riverwind, still the one.
So make sure you stop by the Kids Zone to pick up your
As we wrap up this event here inside the Lloyd Noble Center, let's take a look at the final event scores brought to you by Taco Mayo. Texas women's great road score, 193.875 for them. The West Virginia Mountaineers go 195.575. And the Oklahoma Sooners, look at this, a season best 198.4. That's the third highest score in program history. Again, that 49.775 is a program record on vault. And there's been 2 10s on the night, one on vault, one on bars from the star Maggie Nichols, and Jessica Cootie is standing by with her.
Well, Maggie, a team best or a season best 198.4. You guys broke a program record on vault, tied a season high on being multiple career highs. How dialed in was this team tonight?
We were so dialed in. We were very pumped up, had a lot of energy before the meet even started. And then starting on vault, Olivia and Allie sticking their vault just started off on such a good note. And after that, our energy was just through the roof. And we had so much trust in each other through every event, and we just had so much fun.
What is it about this vault lineup that week in and week out you guys continue to beat yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, we've been working so hard in the gym, and Lou talks about it all the time. He's like, one day you guys are just going to stick, because we stick so many in the gym. So we're just putting in the work in the gym, and it's starting to pay off. All
right, well, 2 10s for you tonight, your 20th and 21st of your career. What's your mindset going into a night like this? Did you have a feeling that you were going to be on?
I was feeling good. You know, I was really dialed in during this week in practice, just because I've been resting a little bit, but I've just been really focused on every little detail in the gym and just very motivated inside and outside of the gym. So I think that really is paying off.
Well, you competed in just one event last week. As you kind of build the depth and you guys got more people getting comfortable, you're getting back healthy. How do you feel about the depth of this team moving forward?
This depth is amazing. It's the best I think we've ever had since I've been on the team, at least. It's very good to, when I rest, that people can get that opportunity to compete and get that experience, especially the newcomers. So it's an amazing experience for them and great for our team and to grow a lot of confidence.
198.4, the third best score in program history. How do you guys top this and build off of this here tonight?
Well, I think we did amazing tonight. I mean, the show score, you can see it from the score, but I think we can do even better. I mean, I think so many people have things that they can improve on. I have so many things I can improve on. So I'm just so excited to see how this team unfolds, and just for the rest of the season, it's going to be amazing.
We appreciate your time. Great night. It was fun to watch.
Thank you so much.
And you heard it, Meg. Never satisfied. That's what makes this team the best.
Never satisfied with a 198.4 is impressive. All right, our loves routine of the meet has to be a Maggie Nichols vault, a 10-0, a Maggie Nichols bars, a 10, and a Maggie Nichols beam.
It is incredible, this athlete, this woman, to do what she does, meet after meet, year after year, and it's coming so close to an end. I can't encourage people enough to get out and watch her and support her here. There'll be 3 more opportunities here in the Oklahoma City area to do that.
So Maggie goes 10 on vault, 10 on bars, not quite the 10. There was a little hop on this dismount.
There, yeah.
Now she can surely get that landing, but let's take a look at some of the other highlights. Olivia Troutman on vault, 9.975.
Here she's just coming back, and it's a perfect landing. And then Allie Stern does it, the best vault of her life. Look at her face!
She scores a 9.975 as well, and Reagan Smith a highlight on beam.
Not a surprise, but you know, they'll take it. She is going to be one of those, and she already is. Let me rephrase that. She is already one of the best Sooners on this event.
As we head to floor, Vanessa Deniz with a career high on this exercise with a stuck 2.5.
Started right there for sure. The judges love her. They love her body, shape, and style as she's performing her gymnastics. She's expressive. She has difficulty. She really has, she's bringing a lot to the table. She's really been a surprise for me, a pleasant surprise.
All right, let's look at the road ahead, brought to you by Buick GMC. This is the Oklahoma Sooners' upcoming schedule. A lot of home events for this squad. They'll take on Stanford in Oklahoma City. That is technically not a home event, but right up the street. And then they will return to the LNC and take on Denver. That'll be on ESPNU. And then they'll be taking on Michigan the following week. And finally, 4 weeks later, in about a month, they will travel to Minnesota. All right, well, that will do it for us here in Norman. Oklahoma wins the tri-meet, scoring a 198.4, a season high, the 3rd highest score in program history to West Virginia's 195.575 and Texas women's 193.875. Thank you so much to our producer, Zach Tilley, and our entire crew back at Sooner Vision. For Jessica Cootie on the sidelines, my partner, Kelly Garrison Funderburk, I'm Meg McDonald. We will see you next time, Sooner Nation.